My daughter's in active labor, and she's in active labor.
Getting kicked out of the hospital in active labor for being black.
Here we are again, another black woman in active labor being ignored by hospital staff.
That y'all really do this to all black women. We have.
Yes, you talk about my stuff. My daughter's in active labor, and this is Franciscan Crown Point being put out in active labor. My daughter's being kicked out of this hospital and she's in active labor.
Out of the hospital in active labor for being black, and her husband having to deliver their baby on the side of the road. This happened in Crown Point, Indiana, where Mercedes Wells arrived in clear distress after hours of strong contractions. Staff focused only on her dilation number, decided she wasn't progressing, and discharged her. They did not track her contractions, did not reassess her pain, and did not listen when she said something was wrong. 8 minutes after being forced out, her labor collapsed into crisis. Her husband pulled over their truck as the baby crowned, delivering their child on the roadside while Mercedes screamed through pain that should never have been managed alone. They then drove 30 more minutes to another hospital because the first one refused to treat her. This is not a rare failure. Black women are repeatedly dismissed during pregnancy and birth, and the consequences are often fatal. Labor is not measured by dilation alone. If a woman gives birth within minutes of discharge, her contractions were clearly close and strong. The hospital missed what should have been obvious.
This is crazy. She's a double G.
Like I said, I'm Dr. Sexton. I had the baby upstairs. Just
I don't know what time I can.
Oh, eight minutes ago.
it stays with her. That's still attached to the mom.
Hey, this is not my first rodeo. This is number 11, 12. You okay?
Yeah.
I know you're hurried. Because the rest of it's going to come out in a few minutes.
She's out here in the car, y'all.
Can I go to scratch?
Here we are again, another black woman in active labor being ignored by hospital staff. This did happen in Crown Point, Indiana, and Mercedes Wells and her husband, Leon Wells, went to the doggone hospital, and they advised her because she was not more than 3 centimeters along, they could not help her and sent them on their way. They wheeled her out to the vehicle and said, good luck. And 8 minutes later, the baby was here. Leon had to deliver the baby on the side of the road. Now, the family definitely believes that this was negligence and racial bias. And I'm like, did y'all even check her really? Because if you're not 3 centimeters, how you get to 10 centimeters in 8 minutes? If you don't want to be in healthcare, don't be in healthcare. Because how are you telling this woman you are not more than 3 centimeters? And like Cat Williams said, it is the year of the truth. The truth is coming out. That you people who are working certain jobs only for a paycheck, it's really coming out. Just go pick another career. Expeditiously.
So I'm starting to think that y'all really do this to all black women. We have another hospital that's treating a pregnant woman. In Friends Health, Crown Point, in Northwest Indiana. Nah, y'all, they wheeled this pregnant woman out the facility. You can clearly see that she was in labor. Allegedly, y'all, why the fuck they tell her, deny her, that she hadn't been passed or processed past 3 centimeters? Not only that, these be women. Y'all seeing that she's in pain, and y'all really just send her off like that? Come on, man. Not only that though, y'all, just minutes later, she had her baby in the car. Did you hear me? in the car. The fact they sent this lady home. What if something happened? What if that baby would have, you feel me? Then would have went left, could have went left for her. It definitely would have been on their hands. You still gonna have people talking about, oh, why you making it about a race thing? It's not about making it about a race thing, nigga. It's like, it's only happening to the niggas. You can see this shit clear as day. Just like how you saw she was in labor, clear as day. Come on, man. If this ain't happening to no other color, I can tell you that. And what make it so even worse, y'all, ain't see no man in sight. If these are women that's doing this to other women, and they got 4 or 5 kids at home. So you bitches telling me y'all don't have no sympathy at all?
So now we're seeing hospitals get real bold. This just happened at Crown Point Hospital in Indiana. A black woman in active labor, literally in pain, comes to the ER looking for help. She's suffering, right? And guess what? They turned her away. Less than 8 minutes later, her husband had to help her deliver the baby in the truck. You heard me right. She went from the hospital to giving birth in the back of a truck. This is insane. Look, I'm not trying to make this about race, but let's be real. When it comes to black people in labor, these hospitals don't seem to care. I'm just being honest. How many times have we seen stories like this? This woman was in pain. She was clearly in labor, and they let her walk out the door. Then she ends up giving birth in a truck with her husband, who's not trained, not prepared for what to do when his wife is about to give birth. And don't get me started on how devastating that must have been for both of them. When does this stop? Is this really the new normal? Is this how we treat black women giving birth now?
Y'all, there is another video going around with a black woman. She's been discharged from the hospital. The reason for the discharge is because her cervix is unchanged. And so 8 minutes later after she's discharged, she delivers on the side of the road in her husband's truck. Yes, clearly this lady was in pain and she should not have been discharged. And so, but I also want to say this. There's a lot of information missing from this. As a former labor and delivery nurse, I have a lot of questions. My first question is, did the doctor actually come to the bedside his or herself and assess the patient? Another question I have is, what number baby is this for her? Another question I have is, did the nurse advocate for this patient? Did the nurse say, hey, you know, I know her cervix is unchanged, but clearly she's in pain. Can we keep her for a little while longer? Maybe give her something to help with her pain, to relieve her pain. Can we keep her a little while longer? Like, did the nurse advocate for her? So those are the questions that I have. And then on the other side of things, I want to know, was the unit full? Was the unit full of, like, everything was booked? They had a unit full of labor patients. Because that could have meant that, you know what, your service is unchanged and our rooms are full. We're going to send you home because we don't know what's going to walk through the door. And so whatever it was, they dropped the ball on her and they put her and her baby at risk. They delivered 8 minutes later. Y'all, when I used to work as a labor and delivery nurse, I kid you not, that when I would walk into my patient's room and if they were a woman of color, a black woman, some of them would look at me and give me the deep, like, sigh of relief that I too am a black woman that's going to be taking care of them. And some of them would be straight up like, oh, I'm so glad I got a black nurse. And so I immediately understood what they meant. You know, the morbidity and mortality rate is extremely high for black and brown women. We are 3.5 to 4 times more likely to die during childbirth. So the difference between what the statistics already know, what we know, maybe y'all have seen a headline, woman die in birth, whatever the case may be, but to actually, like, see it on tape, like people putting out their phones and recording, yeah, now y'all see the numbers don't lie, that black and brown women are more than likely than their white counterparts to be mistreated, to die, or develop complications than their white women.